Anthony Wayne shooting their shot at Canal Park. So taking down Olentangy Orange going to be that next step for Anthony Wayne's quest for their first ever state championship in program history. The Generals, though, wasting no time getting their bats going. Jack Bainfeld with the RBI ground out to get a dub on the board first. And the score remained 1-0 until the bottom of the 7th, where a walk actually brings home the tying run, and the Pioneers still in dangerous territory with bases loaded and only one out. But Dom Carlson keeps the Generals alive. A Sports Center top 10 worthy snag on the mound turns into the double play to end the threat. And folks, we are headed to extras. Anthony Wayne then quickly jumps back out in front with who else but Bainfeld. He had the walk-off RBI that sent the Generals to the semis, and now he brings home Bryce Anderson to go up 2-1, but pitching woes cost a dub again. A hit by pitch with ducks on the pond, and now we're tied 2-2. So to the 9th we go now. Orange going to be opting for the suicide squeeze, and it's going to pay off. The play not made in time as the Pioneers end the Generals season with a 3-2 walk-off. Our own Carly Ford has more from the heartbreak at Canal Park.
Well, for the second week straight, an Anthony Wayne team has appeared in the action at Akron. Last weekend, it was the softball team who finished as state runners-up. Today, it was the baseball team who fell in the Division I state Final Four, capping off a tremendous spring season that the Generals community will never forget.
This group was, awesome. Not just us, but the girls too. It was an awesome group and shows not just the athletes we have, but the community. We can't, none of us could have done this without the support we had from our parents, from our friends, from our family, that not just us gets, but the softball team gets too. And it's really cool to see, everyone come out for us and for them. I'm going to miss playing for this community.
After back-to-back walk-off wins this postseason, Anthony Wayne felt the sting as Olentangy Orange walked it off in extra innings.
Both teams fought and clawed, and today we were on the wrong end. Now, I'll tell you, going back 3 weeks, we were on the right end of things, and so I think that's what happens when at this level, when these kids, they work so hard, and there's no quit in them, and that's what you get. And it hurts, don't get me wrong, it hurts, but then, there's going to come a point in time, probably, maybe tomorrow, I don't know, we'll look back and just wow, I mean, that was a heck of a high school baseball game. I can't say enough about our guys, and really, to be honest, congratulations to Olentangy Orange, because being down to your last strike and fighting back, sometimes you got to tip your hat, and today they got us.
It's really tough. We've been in a similar spot the past couple of weeks, and fortunately we've come out on top, but today we just couldn't do it, and that's bound to happen when you play that many close games. That's just baseball. So I don't know, I'm real proud of the guys, how they competed today. That was a really good team we played, and it was a fun ride.
The Generals will say goodbye to a group of 14 seniors who finished off their final game here at Canal Park.
Let me get emotional. A year ago, we lost 9 games in a row, and we were 14-12, and it was hard. We ended up then this year going, we were 27-5, I think we ended up, and we wouldn't be there if it wasn't for those kids. And I just thanked them and told them that all these people that came to support us, this is a beautiful stadium. There isn't a bad seat in the house, but I got the best seat in the house. I get to watch these special kids do what they do every day, whether it be a practice or a game, and I have the best seat in the house for that.
With more from the state semifinal, let's send it to Mason Lowry and Rick Poland.
Well, it's one of those cruel ironies in baseball. Anthony Wayne with back-to-back walk-off wins to get to the state semifinals, and here they get walked off themselves by a really good Olentangy Orange team.
Yeah, well, we knew coming into the game that Olentangy was going to be a tough out, just the way they've been playing and the attitude that they've been playing with. But you thought that Anthony Wayne would have the firepower, and as you mentioned, that they had some walk-offs of their own, so they had that in the back of their minds. But what a great baseball game we saw here today. Two teams fighting it out, going into extra innings, and unfortunately for Anthony Wayne, they came out on the short end.
Yeah, I think the disappointing thing from the Generals' point of view, one of their strengths all season long was their pitching staff. Braden Wise, very, very good through 5 innings today, but the bullpen allowed way too many runners on base, way too many free passes those last 3 innings. be they walks or hit batters.
Yeah, when you let guys on for free, you're just giving more energy to the offense, and they only have to do something minor like they ended up doing at the end with the suicide squeeze just to get a run across the plate. But, that you have to be able to control the game from the mound, and the team that throws the ball, catches the ball the best, wins the game. And today, I think it was Olentangy Orange.
You kind of reflect on the Anthony Wayne season now. They end at 28-5, a marvelous year for them. They went 14-0 through the Northern Lakes League. The first time a team had gone unbeaten through that conference in 31 years. Bowling Green High School did it back in 1992. And the 3 consecutive walk-off wins, that's something that I think you and I are going to remember for a very long time.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what you have to do right now for Anthony Wayne. You have to reflect. Look back on what we did. Start with the beginning of the season, and then just go through. Look what we did, 14-0. Look what we did in the playoffs. We were tested through the playoffs. Only one team's going to walk away from this tournament, and they made it down to the Final Four. And so a successful season. You would hope that it would have continued, but you can look back and say this was a great season.
So orange is the color here in Akron. The Pioneers bounce Anthony Wayne to the state semifinals.